Hello, I'm Dr. Albanese with Albanese Chiropractic, where our mission is to help as many families and individuals as possible create healthy lifestyles and reach optimal health through chiropractic. So today's Wellness Wednesday health video is about proper hydration. Now we're entering the beginning of July, and hydration is now the topic that we hear about all the time. July, August, into the summer months. Especially here in Central Virginia, it's about 90 plus degrees on an average day, humidity 90+%. So hot, humid, very important to hydrate. And I'm sure wherever you are watching this video, it's going to be similar, hot and humid all summer long. So hydration is very important. But we have to talk about proper hydration, not just hydrating. How do we properly hydrate our bodies? Well, not only do we need to consume water, about half our body weight in ounces of water is what our body naturally needs. Now that's before exercise or any exertion or physical activity, just on a regular basis. So for example, if you weigh 150 pounds, 75 ounces of water is what your body requires to stay hydrated. That's to hydrate the brain, which is about 80+% water. The muscles, somewhere in the neighborhood of 75% water. Your heart, 75 to 85% water. Not only are we hydrating the muscles, but organs and tissues of our body require water, proper hydration to function properly. Our skin needs water, our organs, our glands, every part of our body needs water. So we have to continually fill the tank. Now, if you're not getting enough water, some of the signs and symptoms could be dark urine, muscle cramping in the stomach, upset stomachs, constipation, headaches, brain fog, feeling very tired and lethargic, muscle cramping. These are signs that your body is not getting enough water, or you're drinking water and you're flushing out a lot of the electrolytes from your body. We need electrolytes in a proper balance to stay hydrated for our body to function properly. Now, oftentimes we hear sodium, and sodium is very important. We're going to talk a little bit more about electrolytes on our next video, but suffice to say, the sodium content in electrolytes is very important for you to be aware of. For example, the first drink I have in the morning is a large glass of water with an electrolyte. I use Ultima. It's a non-GMO organic brand. It has about 55 milligrams of sodium. It's a great way to start your day because you're hydrating your cells, and that's what electrolytes enable you to do. Basically, think of an electrolyte as someone who is standing outside your door. It enables you to open the door and enter the room, and that's what it does for water. It opens the cell, allowing water to enter the cell and hydrate the cells and tissues of your body. So electrolytes are very important. Like I mentioned, I use Ultima. It's a general electrolyte. It's not one that I would use if I'm running a marathon or cycling 50 miles, but it's a good, just general electrolyte. Now, if you're an athlete, if you're outside, maybe playing tennis, playing golf, and you're exerting more energy, you're sweating a lot more, maybe you work in a physical job outside, landscaping, things like that, then you want to increase the amount of electrolytes. And I have different electrolytes I use based on the type of exercise and training that I'm performing and the temperature and the humidity and for how long I'll be out there. So I use a product, it's called Bear Performance Nutrition. There are different electrolytes they sell. One is called electrolytes. It's about 500 milligrams of sodium. It's one that I use when I'm exercising pretty rigorously and I'm going to be outside for a while, maybe a 30-mile bike ride and a 5 or 6 mile run after that. Then I'll use something like that. If I'm going out just for a 6-mile run or something a little bit less strenuous, I'll use M1 Sport, which is 350 milligrams of sodium. That's something you can use if you're playing golf or playing an activity where you're not exerting constantly, like tennis, running, cycling. That's when you're exerting more energy on a continual basis. Whereas golfing, you have times of exertion. Maybe you're carrying your clubs, you're walking, but then you're going to stop. So you want to really gauge the type of electrolyte based on your activity level. I've talked to patients where they're using a product called Element, and that has 1,000 milligrams of sodium. Now, I use Element if I'm competing in a triathlon, or if I'm going to be training for 3.5 hours straight, then I'll use something like that. But an average person doesn't necessarily need that level of sodium or electrolytes. So the bottom line is, if you're going to be outside, really look into an electrolyte. But everyone, I believe, should be drinking an electrolyte. And the best time is first thing in the morning as you start your day. You can always have another one later in the day. If you find yourself drinking a lot of water and you feel like I can't get enough water, that's a sign you're not hydrating the cells and tissues of your body. Have an electrolyte. It will open up the cells. You'll actually take in more of that fluid. So I hope this gives you an idea of how to drink, what to drink, and obviously when to drink all day long. Just continually sipping water. So I find that the electrolytes will really help stimulate the imbibing of fluid, and you can, again, drink that several times a day. But watch the sodium content, especially if you're having an electrolyte with a high sodium content and you're not exerting that much exercise or things like that, then you want to decrease the amount of electrolytes. So I hope you find this helpful. Certainly share it with other people. So many people are not aware of how much water the body needs and ways to increase your hydration. So until next time, I'm Dr. Albanese. Have a great day and be well.